Fanboy, 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 fanboy. Beyond Two Souls completely freaking sucks, man. What the heck was this? This is absolutely garbage. Absolute trash. Another PS3 exclusive that is an utter failure. An utter, complete, disappointing title. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Fanboy Reviews. And you know what? Beyond Two Souls just came out October 8, 2013. Alright, and this is fall. Alright, fall of 2013. We're supposed to be getting all these AAA amazing titles, especially for the PS3, on its last legs, on its final days. Alright, like just next month, the next gen is coming in. And this is how the PS3 wants to go out? This is how Sony's gonna freaking... This is gonna be the swan song of the PS3? This tripe? I'm taking a look at the Metascore right now, and this game has a 73. A 73 out of 100. What an absolute freaking failure. And the Metascore is not that far from that score, you know, 7.5. I mean, these are massive scores. That's like a 25% negative. You know, you take away that score, like, that's a huge chunk. At least a quarter, 1/4. Imagine taking a slice of a pie and removing just a huge 25% of that. Just 1/4 of that pie. You're just removing it. It's gone. What kind of a pie is that? What kind of a percentage is that? You're not getting the full deal here. You're not even getting a game that's even near an 8. This is an absolute mess. Beyond Two Souls. Oh, live the life of Jodie Holmes, a young woman who possesses supernatural powers through her psychic link to a mysterious invisible entity. Experience the most striking moments of Jodie's life as her actions and decisions determine her fate. As she traverses the globe, Jodie will face incredible challenges, yeah, right, against a backdrop of emotionally charged events never before seen in a video game. You know, this is nothing but a freaking gimmick. This whole hackneyed thing by Quantic Dream, of course. Quantic Dream. These hacks. Alright. This whole heavy rain nonsense has got to stop. This pathetic adventure game garbage has been... It's killing the PS3. It's killing current gen gaming. Why do we keep getting these crappy adventure titles? I thought adventure games died in the late 90s, you know? Grim Fandango was like the final big one, you know? Those games like that. Oh my goodness. Taking a look at the freaking Metascore, I mean, my gosh, this is so freaking... The negative score. Look at Metro Games Central gave it a 40. A 40%. 40 out of 100. This is no joke. You know, you're playing with people's expectations. You're playing with people's money. You know, who bought this game at full price? Seriously? The visuals are incredible, but for a game obsessed with storytelling at all costs, the dopey plot and underwritten characters in no way make up for the lack of gameplay. Metro Game Central, man. They tell the truth. That's the truth. Video Gamer gave it another 40. Another 40% from Video Gamer. For all its promises of representing a change from the usual supposed shoot-bang zeitgeist, Beyond is just as nonsensical as any Call of Duty. It's a thriller without any intrigue, a character study bereft of character, and a game short of actual gameplay. Yeah, I mean, these titles have no real gameplay. They're like interactive, pseudo-interactive movies. You know, they're just CGI fests. They're nothing but cutscene orgies. Okay? This self-indulgent developer tripe. Oh, see, that's the problem, is developers like Quantic Dream have worked the fans and these PS3 idiots into believing that this is a game. They try to pass it off, oh, it's a game. It's so cool. It's so different. It's so unique. No, they've just convinced these pathetic drones and mentally deficient losers that this is some sort of new experience. But in reality, the truth is that this is just a crappy experience. It's a pile of crap that you can't do much with it. You can't... there's no gameplay. There's no action. There's no redeemable quality about it. It's not even a real game. Destructoid gave it a 50. Gave it a 50. A 50. That's like getting a 5 out of 10. That's not exactly a compelling reason for me to want to buy this game. For all the complaints that can be leveled at... That's not exactly a compelling reason to want to get this game in the first place, let alone play it. So Destructoid, they said, for all the complaints that can be leveled at Beyond, and they can be leveled in feckless abundance, the overwhelming problem with it is that it's just plain boring. Like a sociopath, Beyond Two Souls knows how to act like it has a heart, while providing nothing of the emotional depth required to connect with an audience. Exactly. It's like a film they even hired that little actress, whatever her name is. Frickin' Miss Little... Oh! Miss 12-year-old face, okay? Got the body and the frickin' facial features of a prepubescent little gnome, you know? My goodness. Shack News gave it a 50. Simply telling the story in chronological order would not only make the story flow better, but it would be more effective at giving the illusion of player agency. Gave it a 50%. Joystick gave it a 50%. Joystick mentions, though it uses the language of both games and movies, it's usually the most interesting when it abandons big screen bluster to focus on minor dilemmas that strengthen the protagonist as a person. Beyond that, you're just a ghost in a ghost story, only appearing when the scene calls for a cheap scare. Oh my gosh. Edge Magazine, another 50 out of 100. Telegraph, 50. Yeah, it just keeps getting lower and lower. I mean, Eurogamer, IGN, all of them. The Sixth Axis, they, 60. Giant Bomb gave it a 60. Beyond Two Souls is a fail, okay? It's a complete, utter flop. Do I even want to get into the fans? The user score? I mean, it's kind of pathetic. The user score will never, ever stop entertaining me, and it continues to boggle the mind. Just as usual, there's a lot of Sony deriding pathetic drone sheep giving it a perfect 10. But there are the occasional, truth teller, the occasional fair reviewer that will see it for what it is. Okay, you have Brutalitops 1, gave it a 4. Gave it a 4 out of 10, so, Kevin Shoemate gave it a 2 out of 10. A 2. I'm not even going to call this a game because it is flat out not a game. I was able to beat this movie incredibly early on. I'm incredibly disappointed with a complete lack of any semblance of actual new gameplay. Why pay $60 for a movie with horrendous gameplay when you can simply watch the entire thing on YouTube for free? Strumbor gave it a 3 out of 10. It's a terrible, terrible game. Controls are even worse than in Heavy Rain. You have no idea what you're supposed to do half the time. You have to jump over obstacles the camera doesn't show, punch characters in the doorway you assume you're supposed to scramble past. Oh boy. There's so many problems with this game. Even Raiden 94 gave it a 5. It's pretty sad that the game has no redeeming qualities about it, I mean, there's nothing good about this. Even from the start, it looks like crap. Even the trailers. When they hyped it up earlier this year, Get Good gave it a 2 out of 10. Really awful. I'll try to review it objectively, considering it's meant to be an experiment with no gameplay or interesting mechanics to speak of. That's pathetic when you're saying that, oh, it's got no gameplay or interesting mechanics to speak of. Like, it just sounds so bad right from the jump. Like, oh, well, this is a video game? Okay, well, what score do you give it? I give it a 2. Oh, okay, Does it have any interesting mechanics or gameplay? No, it doesn't. No. How is that good? And I question every single person that gave it a perfect 10 here. There are people that give this a perfect 10. This impulsive, mentally... these mental midgets that just give it a perfect 10, freely. These marks, these losers, these noobs, these fan drones. My goodness, you know, it's depressing. It's really depressing. Yes, the Fanboy Reviews, this is depressing work. I don't even really want to look at these scores. I don't even understand this. How can you give a crappy non-game like this, with all its hype, its budget, a perfect 10? You know, gaming has been around since a long time, but like 30 plus years of actual console gaming. You factor in all the titles, the classics, the Mario Brothers, all the way to the current gen today, with its amazing library of games. Whether you're talking about, you know, Halos, the God of Wars, Metal Gear Solids, you know, Legend of Zelda, Final Fantasy when it was good in the 90s. You know, you take a look at these classic video games and groundbreaking games like Street Fighter 2 and Mortal Kombat 2. You take a look at the first-person shooters that innovated so much and created so much buzz back when they were really popping. Games like Doom and Duke Nukem and even, you know, Half-Life. And then you take a look at Beyond Two Souls. This non-game. This pathetic, forced, hackneyed attempt at an adventure and an experience. This is not a video game. So, you gotta be a complete pathetic loser to even assume that it's a game. To even think that this is a perfect 10. Because this is not better than even, you know, like a 7 or an 8 out of 10. Like, I prefer actual games over this. I would literally rather play like a pseudo-crappy game that has a lot of gameplay and a lot of action on screen than this. Beyond Two Souls is for pretentious and marks and losers that want to try something different, that want to be... They're basically the video game versions of hipsters, but even worse. These aren't just hipsters. These are pretentious douchebags that want to say that, oh, it's a game. I'm playing something cool and new and different and revolutionary. No, you're not. You're playing something crappy that became outdated like 15 years ago, that isn't even cool anymore. It was never that good. Adventure games suck. That genre stinks. There's no gameplay behind it. Give me Tetris or Pong any day than this nonsense. That's it for this episode of Fanboy Reviews. And until next time, keep fanboying. Yeah!